Hi, my name is Kristie from MeTime. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create the hoop decor from the Hoop Studio subscription. If you're new to MeTime, we offer machine embroidery experiences delivered right to your door. You can learn more about MeTime and our subscriptions at metimedelivered.com. This project is so perfect for fall. One of my favorite parts of the project is it comes with these unique shaped hoops to easily display the design. And if you want more of these, they are available in the MeTime store. I also love that it comes with an additional 2 designs that coordinate so well together. Now, let's jump into the tutorial. Here are all the goodies you will receive this month, including the instruction booklet, embroidery felt, designer fabrics, flannel, wash-away topping, and of course, those adorable frames I mentioned. Before we start our hoop decor, we need to make the dimensional leaves that we'll be attaching to the design. I have already hooped my stabilizer, loaded the file, and stitched my placement line. Step 4 is placing the oak leaf 2 felt covering the placement line. Then tape it in place. For step 5, stitch the tack down line. This is machine step 2. Now switch your bobbin to the matching color for machine step 3. I'm using yellow. Change your bobbin to match the top thread again. This time I'm using medium brown. For instruction step 8, switch your bobbin back to a neutral color and stitch the placement line. Place the other oak leaves felt centered over the placement line. Tape in place. All right, I am on instruction step 10 now. This is also machine step 6. Stitch the tack down line. On step 11, make sure to switch your bobbin to match the top thread. I'm using light brown. Then stitch the oak leaves 1, 2, and 3 outlines. Swap your thread back to the medium brown color for step 12. Stitch the leaf details. Change your bobbin back to a neutral color. Now, remove the project from the hoop. Trim around the leaf however you'd like. I like how the instructions note that it's a raw edge applique. Rinse the leaves in cool water to remove the excess stabilizer. Lay flat to dry. There is a placemat you can set them on to help you keep track of which leaf is which, since they are similar sizes. For this tutorial, I'm going to create the Hoop 1 project. Each of these projects will use the same techniques. To prepare, I have already pre-cut my vase and background fabrics and ironed the fusible backing onto them. I have also loaded my Kimberbell medium cutaway stabilizer and stitched the centering crosshairs. For the next part of the project, I'll show you how to center the background fabric in the hoop. I'm on instruction step 5. Fold your background fabric in half like this. The fold should be on the left. This is called fold A. Now fold it down so the fold is at the top. This is called fold B. Align fold A with the vertical crosshair and fold B with the horizontal crosshair like this. Unfold all the layers and smooth it out. If it appears to be exactly centered, you can tape the edges and carefully iron any creases out of it. If it's not centered, try aligning it again. Now that the background is hooped correctly, I can start embroidering the design. First, load the design into the machine. Because the steps 2 through 13 are all stitching embroidery designs, I'm going to skip ahead. Please make sure to watch all the thread changes on this part. Okay, I finished embroidering the leaf designs on steps 2 through 13 of part 2. So I'm now on step 14. For this step, stitch the dimensional felt placement lines. We are almost ready to add the dimensional felt, which brings us to this month's fresh technique. Dimensional felt adds extra depth and interest to your project. I love how the dimensional leaves are hooped separately, so you can use the leaves for other projects too. I'm excited to show you how to attach these, but first I want to remind you to pay close attention to the spots where the instructions indicate to add topping. Don't skip these steps because it can cause your presser foot to lift up the leaves. I'm back to the project on step 14. Now that I have the placement line stitched, I am ready to align leaves 1, 4, 5, and 7 with the placement lines. Tape the tip of the leaves as shown. Cover the leaves with wash away topping and tape it in place. This is an important step because the topping will help the presser foot glide over the leaves. To complete step 18, stitch the tack down lines for this first group of leaves. Now repeat these steps for the next group of leaves. So leave the thread on dark copper color and stitch the placement lines for leaves 2, 3, and 6. Before taping the group of leaves in place, very carefully remove the topping from the last group of leaves. Tape the tip of the leaves like I did for the first group. Remember to add the wash away topping again using tape. Stitch the tack down lines for this group of leaves to hold them in place. Take the tape off and carefully remove the topping. I have one more leaf to place now, so switch the thread to the medium brown and stitch the placement line. Tape the tip of the leaf down like the others. This is in instruction step 26. Cover the leaf with wash away topping and tape it down well on each side. Stitch the tack down line. Now that these steps are complete, you might be tempted to remove the topping. Please don't, because the next part is the vase, and you don't want your machine to catch the leaf while stitching the top of the vase. For machine step 19, switch the thread back to a neutral color and stitch the vase placement line. Now you can remove the tape and topping that is inside the placement line. Place the vase fabric right side up, covering the placement line, and tape it in place. Stitch the vase tack down line. I am still using the white thread for my neutral color. Remove the tape from only the vase fabric and trim it close to the stitch line. Stitch the vase satin outline using the cool beige color. Change your thread to the blue color and stitch the vase outline detail. All right, I'm finished with the stitching. So now I can remove the project from the hoop. Carefully remove all the tape and tear away the excess topping. In the instruction book it reads, "Do not trim the stabilizer or fabric at this time." This is important because next I'm going to show you how to place the design in the hoop, and you'll want to have extra fabric to work with. I'm ready to show you how to place the completed project in the hoop. First, wipe both hoops down with a damp cloth to make sure it is nice and clean. I want to make sure my design stays clean. Let the hoops dry completely. Turn the project to the back. Center the inner ring of the hoop over the design like this. Now press down on the ring as you trace around the outer edge of the hoop with a pencil. This is really important. Don't cut the fabric. I'm going to trim only the stabilizer right on that pencil line I just drew. Remember, you are going to want the extra fabric to align this in the decorative hoop. Set the inner ring on the table. Center the project over the ring. You can kind of use where you cut your stabilizer to help. Make sure the design is right side up though. Set the outer ring on top. I'm going to start by pressing the outer part of the hoop into place. We recommend starting at the bottom and working your way upward. Make sure to smooth the design out as you go. Once you're satisfied that the design is centered and the fabric is smooth how you'd like, turn the hoop to the back and trim the excess fabric how you'd like. I'm just going to trim right up close to the frame because this part won't be seen when it's hanging on the wall. All right, I'm all finished with hoop number 1 design, and it's ready to be hung on my wall. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it beneficial. You can show us what you create by posting in the Me Time community on Facebook. We also love reading your comments here on YouTube. Thanks for joining me. Now go enjoy a little well-deserved me time.